What's going on, my friends? It's Bob. I'm back again with another video, and today I am buying a share of stock in something that I know and love and I'm super excited about. This is not financial advice, but make sure you do your research. I'm going to walk you through exactly how to buy a share of stock in Webull, both in the market hours and post-market hours, otherwise known as extended hours, here on this video. And again, this is focused on a beginner point of view. This is not looking at the advanced features. Even though extended hours can be a little bit advanced, I'm going to walk you through a super way to make it easy to make sure you're executing what you're looking for in your Webull experience. So how we're breaking down this video: number one, how to simply research to make sure that you're buying what you want to buy at the right time. Number two, we're going to execute a buy order in the market. That means the stock market is open and we're going to buy a share of stock, and I'll tell you exactly what I'm doing and which share I'm interested in today. And then we're actually going to trade in the extended hours, which means the market's closed, but thanks to Webull, you can actually still buy shares of stock or sell shares of stock thanks to their awesome, very large window of extended hours. I'm going to pop up my Webull screen right over here, and right now I'm going to start with the watch list. So as you open your Webull account, and by the way, if you haven't yet, get free stocks simply just for signing up. Link in the description below. It'll let you know what promo they're running. And make sure, if you're interested, deposit $100. And if you do that, you get additional stocks based on the promotion that you can take advantage of. And by the way, somebody asked me, if I deposit $100, is that the fee to Webull? Absolutely not. That's your hard-earned money being transferred into Webull so you can invest it in the stock market. So that $100 is yours. Put it to good use. Link down in the description below, but I'm pulling up the watch list right over here. This is the app, and on the bottom, on the far left-hand side, that's where you want to click to get to the watch list. I'm going to do a very simple search. If you click on the magnifying glass right at the top of the page, you can type in any ticker symbol, or you can start typing any company that you're interested in. Let's say we're interested in Tesla. You start typing in Tesla, and right there it is. The second one down is the Tesla that we're looking for, which is the actual automobile company. So Tesla, you can see right now at the recording of this video, going for $686.44. And what's really cool is you can see this really nice graph right over here that lets you know their historicals based on how far back you want to go. You can do 1 day, you can do 5 days out, 1 month, 3 month, 1 year, whatever you like. I like to keep that on max just because I like to see kind of how it's progressing over a long period of time. I am a long hold investor. I'm not somebody that's trying to game the market. I'm not buying meme stocks. I am looking to grow a long-term successful millionaire portfolio. So that's kind of what I'm interested in. So if you like that kind of content, make sure you tap that subscribe button because there's more coming here to the channel to help you with your long-term millionaire status. So make sure you know a little bit about what's going on. If you're a big fan of Tesla, if you own a Tesla, if that's something that you'd be interested in keeping up on from a news perspective, I'm not saying every day, I'm saying from time to time, then it might be something that you might be interested in. But here's what we're buying today, guys. Now that we got the research out of the way under the watch list, we're going to talk a little bit about how you buy a stock. Now, the first thing I'm going to say is I've done a lot of research. This is not financial advice. Make sure that you do your own research, that you're being smart yourself, and consult with a financial advisor if you have any questions. But what we're talking about that I'm super interested in, and if you've been on the channel, you've heard this before, I know it's a broken record, but I am super interested in Apple. Now, in my Webull account, I tend to lean a little bit more toward ETFs, exchange traded funds, that pay a dividend. But I want to take advantage of a little bit of a dip that I'm seeing with Apple as of the recording of this video. I love Apple. I think they make a great product. And yes, I'm going to come out and say it right now. I'm super interested in the future of what they're calling the Apple car. I'm willing to bet some money that Apple is working on a car development system. And if you think about it, they have the watch, they have the phone, they have the iPad, they have computers, and it's all such a seamless, easy opportunity for people to just take their technology and their ease of living to the next level. Imagine if you take that technology and you put that into a car. I think that's taking things to the next level. Of course, I'm thinking it's going to be an electric vehicle, and I think it's going to come by the year 2026 to 2030. So I want to get in now in the hopes that someday that could be our future very strong stock, like we're seeing with Tesla and some of the others. Let's talk about how you can buy a stock in Webull when the market's open. Now, it's really important to know that the stock market is open from 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time until 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time every single day from Monday through Friday. There's also an extended hours option, which will actually buy in extended hours as well here on this video, so you can see both options, whether the market's open or we're in extended hours with Webull. I'm going to show you both. If you think that's pretty cool, tap the like. So let me pop up my Webull screen over here, and we're going to go back into it, and I'm going to walk you through exactly how to purchase it in the market. So there's a couple things you can do. You can go into your watch list like we did earlier and type in what you're looking for. Right there it is, Apple trading for $125.43. You can click the blue trade button at the bottom of the watch list as you're doing your research. So if you're interested in it, you want to buy it, hit that trade button and it'll take you back to this buy screen. There's another way you can do it by hitting the center button right there in the middle of your Webull app. And then what you'll see is a quick trade button. You can certainly click on that, and that will also take you to the all familiar buy screen once you type in what you're looking for. In this case, I'm going to type in Apple. Now, once I hit search and I get this thing figured out here, so there's an important thing to know about. When you have more than $2,000 in your Webull account, they allow you to trade on margin. That's not a beginner tactic. It's not something that I recommend. I do not trade on margin. That's basically trading with the brokerage's money. They can institute a margin call, which means you basically are in debt. It's a loan. That's how I look at it, which means you got to then pay that loan back. That's dumb. I don't like that idea. Instead, I only want to trade with the cash that I have in my account. Okay, and I'll explain exactly what that means in just a moment. So I can sit here and I can go all the way up to 162 shares, which would cost me $20,309. But here's the kicker, guys. Even though I'm going to get 162 shares of Apple, I do not have $20,000 in my cash account here on Webull, which means I will be trading on margin. Big no-no, stay away from that. So here's how you find out what you actually have. You want to hop back to your main screen in the center. So you see right here, it says cash balance $569.95. That's something I keep in my mind as I'm executing my buy orders with Webull. I know I can't exceed $569 when I'm purchasing these shares. Something to think about. So I'm going to hop back over. Let's get Apple purchased. Now remember, they do not offer at the moment, at the recording of this video, I hope to have an update video where I can send some better news here, but they do not allow fractional share trading with this app. I know it stinks. Robinhood, M1 Finance, Stash, I'll include the links to those below too. They do allow fractional shares, which means that if you only got $5, but you still want to buy into Apple, you can put $5 in and earn a little fraction of a full share based on how much money you put in. But Webull does not allow that right now. So you got to buy it in full shares, which means you need the share price times however many shares you want to purchase. Okay? So in this case, we are going to buy 2 shares of Apple. That'll run me up right about $250.74. So let's get right to it. First thing I'm going to do, this is on a market order, which means that I want to buy 2 shares of Apple at the current price that's set in the market. That means whatever the price is right now, that's what I'm buying. That's what market means. We're going to talk about limit, which is on the left-hand side of market, in just a moment. So let me hit confirm. There's my confirmation screen. Great. Boom, hit the confirm, bam. And now we just bought 2 shares of Apple. So back here on the home screen, you can see it's right down below there. Apple, 2 shares, and it's worth $250.60. Now, here's something that's kind of cool. The last average price is $125.30. That means that is the price it's going for right now. Right underneath that, it's $125.33. That's my average share cost. So, based on how many shares I've purchased over the long period of time, that's how much money I put up, and that's my average share cost. So, ideally, you want your last price to be higher than that. But you can see in this hot second that we've been talking, I'm now down 7 cents. Not a big deal. We'll check on that a little bit later to see if it goes up in the aftermarket. Now, another way to buy. Let's say you work all day and you work and you're there past 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. You get home, oh no, the market's closed. And for whatever reason, you were not able to check your Webull app while you were at work. Perfectly fine. The cool thing about Webull is it allows you to trade in aftermarket hours in two different ways. The very first way is pre-market hours, which allows you to place limit trades from 4 o'clock a.m. until 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now remember, the market is open every day, Monday through Friday, from 9:30 a.m. until 4 o'clock p.m. And then Webull gives you post-market hours from 4 o'clock p.m. until 8 o'clock p.m. Now, right now, at the recording of this video, it's now 7:47, which means we got about 10 more minutes left until we're out of aftermarket hours. And there's a couple ways that we can do this. The first thing I want to do though is let's check back on Apple, the trade that we made during the market hours. And as you can see here, it is currently going for 125.51. My average share price of when I bought those 2 shares earlier is 125.33, which means that we're up 35 cents in post-market or after-market hours. Pretty cool. Now, there's a couple ways that we can take advantage of an aftermarket trade. You cannot typically make trades the same way that we do when the market's open. I'm going to walk you through exactly how that works. The very first thing we could do, of course, is we can go back to the watch list tab and either type up the ticker symbol. We're going to stick with our example of Apple, so AAPL, and we can do it that way, just like we did earlier. Or you can come back to the center button. Now, when you come back to the center button, there's a couple things you can do. The first one, you can click on the share that you own and click the buy icon right below. It'll take you back to the very familiar screen that we already explored earlier. Another way you can do it is, of course, like we did earlier, which is the quick trade button. Click on that and it'll ask you what is the stock that you're searching for. I can see Apple is still up in the positions there, so I'm going to click on that, and here we are back on again the same screen. So it's many different ways to get to the same screen that you were already on. But here's where things get a little bit different when you want to place trades either in the pre-market or the post-market, like we're going to do live here today. You have got to change your order type from market to limit. So I'm going to hop over here to limit. Now, the reason you have to do that is because after hours, there can be a lot of volatility in the market, and they cannot guarantee a market order because the market is closed. That's why you want to place a limit trade. Now, I know that it's currently going for 125.58. So that's the exact limit price I'm going to stick with. If I wanted to change that, I could change that either through this slider. As you can see, it's going up in price or going down in price, but I want to stick it right to where it's at, which is at 125.58. You can also click on this and type it in if you don't want to mess around with the slider, or use the plus or minus button located right next to the limit price option. Now, the next thing we want to do is set the quantity of how many we want to buy. Again, I am not a fan of trading on margin. I know I have enough cash balance right now in my Webull account, and I'm going to do 1 share. So that'll give me up, as you see below here, estimated amount will be 125.58. And I'm going to have to click yes for extended hours because we're trading here at 7:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the aftermarket effect, okay? Now, all I'm going to do is come down here. I'm going to make sure everything looks good as I listed it, which is great. Limit, buy, 125.58, the amount, which is 1 share. And yes, I'm trading in extended hours because it's after 4 o'clock p.m. I'm going to hit buy. There's my confirmation screen. Everything looks great. And I'm going to hit confirm. Boom. Now, it does take some time because it's on a limit order to hit that exact price. Now, here's what's interesting. Do you notice that it actually executed the order? Why? I can see it right there. I now have 3 shares instead of 2 shares of Apple. So I just traded and bought another share of Apple after the market was already closed. That's what's super cool about Webull. So I love Webull. I'm going to still focus on my dividend paying stocks. I got more coming from my Webull journey, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on the next video. Check out my Webull journey right here and another video that you might find interesting right here. And until next time, live your sweet life.